Well, hi everybody. Good morning to meteorologist Travis Klineski here on this Thursday morning, almost to the weekend here as we take a look at things here for today. Now we've got, we're almost done with rain. There's a couple of spotty showers up in northern Nebraska, but most of the storms from last night kind of fell apart overnight as expected. That's a trend we will continue to see these next few nights. There are still some clouds around there, mostly just these leftover debris, mostly upper level clouds that are in the process of breaking apart. That trend continues in the next several hours, so we become sunnier and sunnier as the morning turns to afternoon. Winds a bit breezy out of the south and southwest today, or south and southeast, excuse me. Which may bring our dew points up a little bit. It may get slightly humid. I don't think it's going to be super muggy out there today, though. Temperatures do not look as hot as yesterday. A lot of us got into the low and mid 90s yesterday. Today it's mostly upper 80s to right around 90 degrees. So we're taking a small step back today without really cooling off too much. There's still going to be above average out there. The focus then turns to the west and northwest. We have our frontal boundary, which is just kind of sitting here almost in northwest Nebraska, and this will be the focal point for more storms, especially around an area of low pressure in the Nebraska-Wyoming vicinity there. So thunderstorms develop and then push east out of northeast Colorado and the Panhandle, other storms into the Sand Hills here. This is your best bet and time frame for severe weather, that 6 to 9 o'clock time frame. We get past sundown, and then the storms start to weaken as they make their way farther to the east. So the severe weather threat comes down towards Thedford and North Platte, and then everything just kind of falls apart again as we get towards tomorrow morning. There's just a small chance of rain tomorrow morning. I didn't even include it in the Tri-Cities, to be honest with you. It's a pretty low chance. Maybe like this morning, though, some leftover debris clouds. Once again tomorrow, they break up as the morning goes on. So more and more sun through the day. The winds will not be as strong tomorrow. Maybe a little breezy out towards the western and southwestern areas here, but winds shouldn't be as strong for most of us tomorrow. And once again, we do it all over again. Storms developing out west here. Our frontal boundary sitting across northern Nebraska, our low pressure right here. And storms once again develop over the high plains and then push eastward. This is a better chance of seeing some severe weather, but once again, the Panhandle and northeast Colorado are probably the target for the best chance. They'll push east towards Highway 83, then they kind of fall apart and die out again. It's almost a repeat here, so our chances get much lower farther east. We see some leftover debris clouds into Saturday morning. We may do it all over again late Saturday into Saturday night. Severe weather-wise, again, storm development along our frontal boundary here. This is where the area with the best chance of severe weather is going to be a level 1 out of 5. Marginal risk for severe storms. I'm really iffy on if we even see anything in this general thunder shower area. But again, large hail, severe wind gusts. I would really target areas right in here. Valentine to Ogallala westward is the area I would look to for maybe a little severe weather with large hail and severe wind gusts. Now tomorrow, again, late afternoon into the evening hours, better chance, slight risk of severe storms here. That's a level 2 out of 5 threat here. We're looking at, once again, the biggest threat being large hail and severe wind gusts. Right in here, Ogallala, Imperial westward, maybe a low-end tornado threat tomorrow evening, right in there. The chance of storms is pretty low in the green shaded area. It's not completely zero, but it is low, and then very low farther to the east. Saturday, most of us under a marginal risk of severe storms. I don't think we see a widespread severe weather threat, but again, a little bit of isolated large hail and severe wind gusts can't be ruled out. Well, temperatures will be still quite warm today, but not as hot as yesterday. We're talking mid to upper 80s and lower 90s. Your warmest temperatures in southwest Nebraska. Overnight tonight, we'll dip back into the low and mid 60s. You know what? Let's back up real quick here. Showed you the highs for today. Let's take a look at that zone forecast. I don't want to skip our smaller communities out there this morning. Let's take a look at the zone forecast here again. Mostly going to be dry today outside of the little spotty rain we have up to the north and northwest this morning, which is being depicted here on this graphic here. Again, it's very hit or miss light showers, so it's not going to be a big deal. Upper 80s to right around 90 degrees, maybe mid to 80s around Gordon and Merriman. Southwestern areas, again, the hottest temperatures today, upper 80s and lower 90s there, 92 in McCook and Cambridge, 91 Grant, 88 in Loop City. Mid to upper 80s in southeastern areas. These may be some of the coolest areas today, especially down in northeast Kansas here. So about 84 Pawnee City, Washington, and Belleville, Kansas, 88 in Lincoln and Wahoo, 87 Aurora, Central City, St. Paul, Grand Island, 86 in Sutton. Northeastern areas, mid to upper 80s, mostly upper 80s this afternoon, and we should see a good amount of sunshine for the day today. All right, I got through today's forecast. Let's back things up now. Let's go to the tonight's forecast for just the the big picture here. You're talking upper 80s, low to mid 90s. Highs tomorrow, similar to today, maybe slightly cooler in some spots. Low 80s up around Ainsworth and Valentine, so that is a cool down compared to today. But mostly 80s and some lower 90s in a few spots out there. Tomorrow night, mostly low and mid 60s, maybe some upper 60s towards Fremont and Omaha. Heating up a little bit on Saturday, more of us getting into the 90s now, low and mid 90s. Saturday night, a mild night in the 60s, and then looking ahead to Sunday, we're still mostly upper 80s and low to mid 90s out there for the second half of the weekend. And I believe this is the final Sunday of the spring season. Next weekend is the first day of summer, by the way. Let's check out that long-range forecast here as we see, again, a little bit of a warm-up into the weekend here. It's just small chances of showers and storms, mainly in the evening and nighttime hours, maybe early the next day in the Tri-Cities. I think we've got better chances early next week. Slightly better chance on Sunday, and maybe our best chance around that Tuesday, Wednesday time frame. Temperatures will be heating up a little bit Saturday, Sunday, Monday, then coming down Tuesday and Wednesday, but that looks like that's a temporary cool down, and we'll be right back up into the low 90s through the end of next week, right into next weekend. And again, next Saturday, that is the first day of summer right there, the 21st of June. So this is the final nine and a half days of spring, basically, in our forecast here. But again, a lot of above average ahead of us. There are some signs of maybe cooler air trying to approach sometime the following week as we get closer to the end of the month of June. That's long range, so I'm not going to get too much into the details of that right now. Near 90 today in North Platte. Unlike the Tri-Cities, the chances of rain and thunderstorms are slightly better these next couple of mainly evenings. 40% chances here, so you should see something in these next 3 days, although the chances are still better to your west and northwest. We'll keep those chances going into early next week through Tuesday, and then I think we'll dry things out Wednesday. Slight cool down around the Tuesday, Wednesday time frame, but overall we're still going to be mostly above average as we warm right back up at the end of next week, going into the first day of summer there on the 21st of June. Taking a look at the long-range outlook from the Climate Prediction Center, we are expected to be above average the 19th through the 25th here. So right now I'm not expecting any cooler air. A lot will be determined those final days of June if this can move in here from the northwest. We'll see. I'm very iffy on it right now. Precipitation-wise, equal chances of either being above average or below average as we head through the 19th through the 25th of June here. So it's tough to tell either way right now. Let's take a look at the next 3 days on the NAM, the North American model here. Again, western Nebraska is the focal point for the better chances of showers and storms these next several nights, because everything kind of falls apart late in the night as they push eastward. Friday night to Saturday morning is a slightly better chance, but still not a guarantee. And then Saturday night and the Sunday morning maybe a little bit better chance farther east as well, but still I think western areas have the best chance. And this is as far out as that model goes there. So let's go to the European model now. And again, these can be tough because they're very broad. They're not really defined because they're long-range models here. But again, everything these next couple of nights, evenings and nights, screams out western areas better than eastern Nebraska. But then better chances maybe on Sunday. Our best chance is probably looking to be Tuesday to Wednesday, somewhere in that time frame. The European model is more aggressive Wednesday, whereas the GFS is more aggressive on Tuesday. So we'll see. But then we may dry out, but not completely. So it's tough to say this far out here as you get that long range. This kind of a weather pattern is not real favorable for long range forecast predictions, other than just giving you kind of the general idea of what might happen. Again, western areas tonight, western areas tomorrow night, although maybe holding together farther east into Saturday morning. We'll see. And then Saturday night into Sunday morning, the chances do get a little bit better farther east. Look into Tuesday for maybe a better chance there, somewhere in that Tuesday, Wednesday time frame. So, and then from there, we'll see where things play out from there, because I think it is going to heat up at the end of next week here. And that south wind is a good indicator of that. The only thing I would probably maybe change to my forecast in the long range is the North Platte forecast. I would probably throw in a slight chance of storms at least for next Wednesday. Right now I don't have anything in that part of the forecast here, so maybe add an additional chance, at least a slight chance on Wednesday. All right, with that, that's everything I have for you for today. I want to thank you all for watching on this Thursday. I'll be back with you one more time this week on Friday to wrap up the work week. I'll talk to you all later. Bye.